Hey, Curious here. I was watching another Robert Wallace video, and I guess we're having this back and forth now. But I was just gonna let it lie, and he was really nice about freaking directing some traffic my way. Even if it's for critique, he didn't say so. He said, "Be nice, check him out, see what he's got to say." I appreciate that. I really do. He's just a nice guy. It's just, I'll hark back to that in a minute. Well, yeah, let me get to it now. First, let me get this little bit about cyberbullying out of the way. Excuse me. Okay. I guess he got raked over the coals by Bering. And I watch a lot of these anti-SJW guys. It's like the new Ponage, except it's anti-SJW. It's basically the same thing. You find somebody, you find a point, make sure they're smaller, and you pick it apart and you make fun of them. And you always make sure that your subscriber base is bigger than theirs, so no matter what you do, can't do anything. The other person can't do anything about it. Because if you don't have the audience and the other person does, bigger fish always eat smaller fish. Now, I agree. But see, that's getting back into the point of what I originally started this video about, and what I was trying to talk about with groping, and especially Donald Trump. Is that when you take something and you shift it, depending on how you perceive it, it goes from amoral to immoral, or moral, depending on where your paradigm shift is. Like Ponage. Now the new YouTube, it's not Ponage anymore, it's cyberbullying. But is that just something anti-SJWs do? Don't social justice warriors do that in their own way? In a very real way. Didn't Robert Wallace just do that to me because he's a bigger YouTuber than I am? And the reason I mention that is not because I'm offended or anything. It's because I think it's the reality of the media that we're on. YouTube is an adversarial system. What I feel like, and what I feel like in greater politics too, is they have this front page content that they're all trying to funnel these views up to, and they're trying to push everything else away. Everything you do that's small, they're trying to take the you out of YouTube. And other people, for about 4 or 5 years now ago, other people from way back as 4 or 5 years ago quit YouTube because there was no money in it. There was just this front page content, emo douche bullshit. And don't think I'm talking about Robert Wallace or Kazoom or any of us. We're all in the same boat. They're doing slightly better. There's almost a formula that if you get and you know how to promote your views, you'll get promoted. Naturally, but with greater video and other things, that's what people from YouTube have come to expect. I make huge, long videos, but I hate watching huge, long videos. So the irony is not lost on me. So very quickly, let me cut into where I'm getting at, is that there's a paradigm shift. And I can't help but feel that I talk about cultural Marxism and what I do believe honestly is a little bit of socialism in our country on the left and that is democratic socialism. It kind of scares me that Bernie Sanders, a known democratic socialist, could run and almost win office. But more than that, the thing with Trump that irritated me, and why I was kind of sick of the hearing about the groping and stuff, you know, when you almost hear nothing of freaking George Clinton, you know, Bill Clinton, you know, is that, well, you heard about it before when he was in office, you know, you got to be, you know, fair, you can't be biased, you know, it's easy, but you can't be. But yet, with the Democrats and everything, and where the left is, the Democratic Socialists, it's all partisan. They talk this big game of being on the right side of history, objective, and this thumbs down thing for some reason. There, you know, I don't know even what the hell that is. I've seen it so many freaking Democrats do this, right? Like they're trying to scold you or something. And, you know, they talk about freaking all this stuff that they completely relay and contradict their principles for when it comes to freaking partisanship through the Democratic Party. I mean, you know, I'm a Republican, but the Republicans, you know, don't represent me. And hell, I don't represent them a lot either because of my economic, progressive, and egalitarian and anti-theistic ideas, you know, so that's fair. You know, I'm like a Green Elephant Party, you know, or the Bull Moose Party. You know, I'm that kind of Republican. You know? Damn, sorry. But the point is that these paradigm shifts keep happening. Well, okay. Like, for example, I said they used to call it ponage. Now they call it freaking being anti-SJW, you know? And there is a point about punching down. I agree with that. But then again, are we all... The flaw is... The truth is the flaw is in the system, not in the ideology. At least with people like Bering and stuff, you know, and Undoomed and Sargon, there would be a point, but the point that they're exploiting, just like the SJWs or the radical left, is the point that is to be made. And that's what I think when I was saying I do not support calling groping this motherfucker. You see him? You see that motherfucker? Look at that fucking rat. Oh my God, look at that fucking rat. They're so brazen. I gotta put out the poison in here. Sorry, just a little interruption. I hope you saw that. Man, it's a little motherfucker. Get out of here! Oh, you little bastard. Oh, well, anyway. Yeah, I'm a good YouTuber. I am, you know. Fucking son of a fucking bitch. Get out of here! Oh, fuck. Fuck. Shit. Fuck. Motherfucker, man. Son of a motherfucking bitch. I'm gonna get a pellet gun. Now, you can't get close to them. They'll just fucking scoot away. Anyway, that's nasty anyway. Who wants to shit? Just do the kind thing and kill them with poison so they blow up about here and go, ah, you know. God, what a cool world. Okay, now that the comedy interlude is freaking over, sorry, folks. Not completely lost where I was. Oh, yeah. Okay, paradigm shifts. I hope this is where I was. Okay, so you see, okay, Trump, because I feel like there's a double standard to this, and there shouldn't be a double standard on each side. Yeah, God. Okay, so each side. So, you know, and Well, like, for example, this is why I don't trust calling things one thing when it could be another. Like Donald Trump, sexual assault, it has political motive. The other problem is well, like, all this stuff is latter day 60s, anti-establishment bullshit. It switched from establishment to anti-establishment, and then it got stuck there. Just like we're stuck post-nuclear age. We're stuck in a Cold War that isn't a Cold War anymore. It's so frustrating. Part of the reason I became a Republican is because I thought once Russia fell, the world would straighten out and we get back to some like 1950-ish kind of order, like when people in Afghanistan were all educated people with hardly any poverty, and friggin' people went to schools, including women, and friggin' all they dressed like 50s. They were friggin' well dressed. They weren't this Islamic crazy house that we got now going on in friggin' Afghanistan, Pakistan, and Iran. They say, oh, we lost our puppet in Iran, Well, we should have friggin' never lost him, Just sloppy work in America. And that's why one reason I became Republican, because I wanted to see the world progress to a better place. Not these wars of oil, but we do need oil. We need some way to solve the energy crisis. And with that, I think that these social issues are just us spinning our tires, are really more systemic issues involved with the world, the environment, and energy resource distribution. I think that's the real problem. Like Star Trek. Fine. Everyone knows, William Shatner in the original Star Trek was a womanizer. And the only reason he was a womanizer is because Gene Roddenberry was a womanizer. But at the time of the Civil Rights Movement, that was considered anti-establishment, and it was also considered progressive and forward-thinking with free love and, group sex, everything that was away from the freaking restrictive establishment. It was groovy, baby. Now, I guess it's not so groovy anymore. Why did things change? Simply because of the way friggin' people looked at it. And no, hippies having sex in the park is not the same as some guy trying to pressure some girl friggin' around a desk. But the language changed. Instead of the consensual yak back and forth, it was a friggin', goof off and play kind of thing. Where children were misbehaving. There was a language. And, and if someone wasn't interested, okay, you forgot it. Or in some cases, it was bad and people got fired when they should have been fired. Or, and girls were kept in the steno pool. There were social problems. That's fine. We didn't evolve. And while we evolve now, we've taken with it a great lot of ways that we're trying to regulate society in some people's views. A minority view that's supposed to force us to consent to it all. So that's why I say no. Groping, as bad as it is, as horrible as it is, as much as it needs to change, was not solved. Because that's a paradigm shift That's a political thing. And I'm protecting the freedom, even if that's a bad aspect of the freedom that needs to be suffered, so we're not entrapped in a managerial state. If you can understand that. I think that's the important point. Is that every person, a citizen, has liberty, justice, and freedom. But it's not put up in these groups that have their own special perpetuation and only live to increase themselves regardless whether they're really needed or not. Because they're never not needed, you know. Nothing else is ever so important. And yet it all very much is. I just don't know what else to say to that. I didn't like the taste in my mouth to say that, I think friggin' men, screwing around with women is just great, But in a certain way, am I saying that men have a biological manifest destiny in a way? And are men satyrs and women fawns? Or nymphs? Well, yeah, too, That could be another way. The old ways weren't exactly the worst ways. Just, we got human resources and all these things now, and it's like just killing the life out of everything. I just hate that, What are we becoming? Robots? It's with the kiosks and the friggin' machines and the friggin' penny pinchers and the bean counters. And it's just soulless. It's becoming absolutely soulless. I'm a futurist, and I feel like the way things going so badly, it makes me feel like a loony. For someone who hates technology. But I've seen some horrible things, and it just can't be this way. What you may think of as better, I just can't help but feel comes at too high a price. You may say there's no price that's too much to get rid of those kinds of things. I feel like, sometimes things are necessary evils. It's just the way things are. But no, I don't like them either. I don't like freeways because of car accidents. Are we going to get rid of freeways? I don't want driverless cars either. Yeah, that's the point. 18 minutes, another 18 minutes. I'm sorry. But how do you say it in 5? I hope you understand.